Hello and good afternoon to everybody out there. Or good morning, good evening, depending on where you are. Today we are going to continue with our Kerbals. Our Kerbals are on the way to Minmus to establish a space station. So let's go and see what they're up to. There it is. Okay, I am going to remove this chat until we have until needed. And we're going to just resume our game that we ended yesterday. Now, again, let me know if any issues with the sound in that. Different games, different sound levels, always a pain. Alright, so where we stopped last time was we had a problem. We're on the way to Minmus, and we had a problem that we couldn't put a maneuver point. But that has been fixed now. I'll show you what I did. It's a little bug in the game. But essentially all you needed to do, we couldn't actually put a maneuver point there. But all you need to do is just burn and just change it slightly, and that will allow you sort of to add the maneuver point. It's one of those things. So I had set up something over here. Let's see, and we're getting this with the there it is. A periapsis of, well, it was quite low. It was quite low. So let's actually just head off there. Where is my alarm clock? So maybe I have to. So let's put in a visible button for Kerbal alarm clock. Where? That's very interesting. Weird. Right, definitely over here was okay. Okay, where is my alarm clock? My alarm clock appear. Okay, well, not a worry. Right, so what we are doing is we are going to get to that node. We're going to have to do a little burn. It's just a 2-second correction burn, and that should put us on the right path. So we are going to just prepare in the meantime. There we go. We've got RCS. Okay, battery powers are right. Got okay, wait a sec. You know what I have just noticed? There is... We've taken fuel. Oh, look at that. No fuel in there. And yeah, because what it does is it sucks down to that engine. Okay, so we've got no fuel in that. So we must remember to do that. Otherwise, we won't be able to get off Minmus. And I just noticed something else. We've got no RCS on this craft either. This little lander. Meaning to dock back up is going to be really, really difficult. But this is our return craft anyway, so it's not really an issue. Okay, so we are going to line this up. And our contract is... We've got some contracts on plant flag on Minmus, science data from Minmus, and build a new orbital station. Okay, so these are our contracts that we currently got. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little bit of a kind of warp to get to that point. You see that would have been a upper abscess of, I don't know, there, that purple one. 109 kilometers. Minimus periapsis. So that was a pretty good, that's a pretty good pass. Okay, so we are in the hour. Whoa. Ah, too much. Anyway, not a problem. We can just burn over here. Should be alright. Should still be alright. I mean, like I said, when you weigh out, you can make tiny adjustments. That's all you need. Okay, so and there we go. Maybe just a slight bit more. In fact, you know what I'm going to do instead? I'm just going to use H. I'm going to use my RCS to do it. And there we go. And remove this. And let's have a look at what we've got. So we are going to... Yep, we are going to... Let's actually go, yeah. Focus view. Alright, so let's have a look. Okay, so 82. We might want to just bring that a little bit up. So let's go onto prograde. I am going to try something over here. Could probably do it like this. Right, now what you've got you see how as I turn the RCS is firing, okay, and this is helping my turning. When you've got things like I, K, J, L, and H and N. So H will go, you know, so you can actually adjust everything using, you know, using your RCSs to kind of move your craft around. Let's have a look if we can adjust this up. So maybe we just want to get this a little bit up. No, not K. K, no, L. L. How does it? Okay, so I mean, this is just like tiny little RCS burns. And that is... that's kind of made that course correction. So it should be crossing... That's crossing about there, that's fine. So the next maneuver will be over there. I wonder if I can actually pull myself out a bit by just pressing H. In other words, just a little bit prograde. Get myself into... Oh no, maybe a 50 kilometer one is good. Yeah. 50 Ks, that's a good height to put our craft in orbit. Okay, so we can go back and we can just give ourselves a little bit of a warp. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to warp to the soil. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we are about to hit that. We're about to hit the minimus encounter. Right, where it will swap over to this. And then we're going to adjust our thing to put us in orbit. And then the space station will be in orbit. Now there's one component that we will be missing. Let's see. A little bit. A little bit more. And it is about to switch right now. And done. Okay. So we are now in encounter with the minimus thing. Oh, Toby, thank you for the host. Toby, you know what? I got my PTU access. So tonight I will be doing Star Citizen 2.5 PTU. Exciting. I had a little look. I couldn't find Grim Hex, but I think I know how to find it now. Alright, so what we're doing is, what's that? That's 41, so maybe just a little bit more prograde. 50, 51. Okay, so we're going to kind of get into that orbit, unless we maybe just bring this a little bit flatter. There we go. That will give us a nice... How does that look? I want to get it kind of... I'm going to try and get it in line. So let's see. What to do is focus on vessel. There we go. That looks about right. Okay, so we're going to head off to this. Gonna head off over here, and we are going to do our. Again, it's just a tiny little burn. It's going to require 176, leaving us with a lot of fuel left. But that's a good thing because we're going to have to put fuel back into our landing craft. So that is definitely going to be needed. Alright, so get ourselves ready. Let's have a look at what science can we actually do from here. Irradiance scan while in high space. Okay, so let's go. So let's see, we can log. Okay, log and send. Atmosphere pressure scan. Where is pretty sure I had my atmospheric things. Did I? I forget. Oh, there they are. There it is. And okay, so review data. Send. Oh, you know what we got to do? We actually got to get our guys to. We've actually got to get our guy to reset this. So we're gonna have to do a little spacewalk. So let's close that window and prepare ourselves for spacewalk. So we just hit F5. We are going to send Bob Kerman. He's our scientist. He can reset the experiments. Hey, IDD. Oh, IDD. Check in the highlights. I managed to take the little part where I stole a Starfarer. I stole a Starfarer with a saber. so he's let go, and let's see, and is my light on? Okay, so he is going to reset some experiments. Yeah, I just slammed full force into a Starflare Gemini, and it didn't break. Okay, so let's see. He can take data. Grab. Can collect data. He can restore. He can collect this data, move data, and restore. In return, here's a. I have avoided. I have avoided all kind of all No Man's Sky stuff. I've avoided everything. So log pressure data, take it, take the data, and log temperature, take it. Right, and that's pretty much everything. You know what he can do? He can actually just jump in here. Okay, so this is Mystery Goo High. Okay, done. And anything else? Alright, so we've got, if you look at where our guys are, you've got Jeb flying the ship in there, and you've got the scientists in there. Yeah, I've haven't watched any of those No Man's Sky streams and stuff like that, because when I get it, I'm gonna sort of, like the 300,000 other people, I'm gonna stream it, but yeah, it's gonna be my first playthrough. Right, so we are going to get to 2 hours 20 minutes. We have to burn like 13 seconds before. Minutes. Getting close. Oh, there's probably something else. Oh, that's what that would be if we carry on this path. Okay, so 2 minutes before. Right, so make sure that we've got our maneuver node set up. And there's a little bit more. A little bit more. Okay, we're almost there. Oh, IDD, are you in the 2.5 first wave? I got that email today. I've downloaded it and ready to go. So I did get on earlier, and the frames per second was shocking. And higher. Right. No, there's no iteration of cargo. I don't believe so, at least. What do you mean? Oh, don't play No Man's Sky? No, try be different and actually don't stream it. Ah. Alright, so there we go. What's that? 50 and 53. So maybe a little bit. Yeah, I couldn't believe the saber didn't explode. I mean, I hit that thing hard. See, okay, so let's remove this. If we can just bring that just a touch down. Okay. That's kind of alright. Right, so look what we've got. Like I say, we've achieved almost everything here except for the 4,000 units of fuel, which there's no way we can do. Yeah, that's actually. Do you know how I actually found that highlight again? Is I actually went through the chat log because somebody mentioned ATV. I went through the chat log, finding that, and then I found the time that was at, and then I worked out where in the video, because I couldn't remember when the video I did that. So now I need to start remembering to take down times, yeah, when something interesting happens. This music is quite loud. Let me see if I can just take that music down a bit. Okay. Alright, so we've got... Right, so this one has got no fuel. And this tank... Oh, what is it? Alt. Yeah, Alt and right click. Alt and right click. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the fuel from this tank, because this station is in orbit. It doesn't need to do anything. So we're sending all its fuel out. All the fuel is going into the landing craft. Yeah. So it's kind of this was our mission. We had to build a space station that has an antenna, a docking port, and can generate power. So, has it finished? Good, it's finished. Okay, so we've got the docking ports, and here's some more. There's the antenna. It can also has to have 8 Kerbals. So this takes 4 Kerbals, this takes 2 Kerbals, and this takes 2 Kerbals. And so there you go. That in total is 8 Kerbals. And the last thing, it has to have 4,000 units of liquid fuel. We don't have that. So that's where we're going to have to send another section to complete the station. Yeah, send big fuel tanks, which is fine, because what we eventually do is we'll use Minmus as a place to refuel before going out into the solar system. Right, so what I also have to do is I have to bring, let's look at these guys. So who's that? Ah, there you go. There's the view from the landing pod. So I'm gonna have to bring Jeb over. Yeah, you can mine ore and stuff like that. Let's see if I can transfer crew. Transfer. I'm going to transfer him over. Okay, so now if I look, they are both in the landing bay. So there's nobody in the space station. Nobody in any of the science areas. Oh. So they're both in this little landing pod. So now that they're in the landing pod, we can actually, you know what we can do? We can just say extend this. Well, it looks cooler. We can actually send up, you know, we're going to send up extra parts to the station because we need, at the moment they've got the stuff, but they can do science in here. But there's no food or any supplies and stuff like that. Right, so let's, okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to save this. We're going to send Bob out. Bob's going to say, oh, let me take this data. Take this data. Let me take that data. Log. Sure. Let me take this data. Yep, that's good. All right, let me restore these. Yeah, so we can collect, so we can use it to collect more data later. Let me actually go and sort of have a look at the other experiments. Yeah. Oh, the KSP. There is so much, and with the mods, you know, you can yeah, with all the mods and stuff like that, it's kind of, you can really keep going for ages. Okay, what's that? That's a portable. Okay, so that's kind of. Alright, so he's got everything he wants to. Now we are going to go on a kind of minimus trip. We are going to release this capsule. Oh. Okay, so back up here. Up. And grab. Down. Forward. Up. Grab. You are ridiculous. EVA is hard. And grab. And climb in. Alright, so he's in. So there we go. We've got our guys all ready to go. You can see them sitting in the station. Or sitting in the escape pod ready to go. And time for them to head down to the planet. So we are going to decouple. Oh, and we want to go to this one. Yes, he is floating away from the station. It's decoupled now. They think, hey, where's my engines? I've got no engines on this thing. Check this out. Send engines. How awesome is that? And it's going to need power. Extend panels. Alright, so there's this power. Do I have any batteries on this? Oh, I do have a battery. Alright, and, you know, just to make things look cool, flashing lights. Okay, so we've got two craft. I'm going to name this. I can go and I can rename this vessel Minimus Lander. Oh no, let's call it Minimus Explorer. Minimus Explorer, there we go. In fact, let me go onto this one, and I'm going to rename this vessel to Minimus Station. I'm just not even going to have the Mark 1. And go back to this one. Okay, so, oh, whoa. That's not good. I would have set up the parachutes. And we are going to activate the engines. Okay, so you can see how much fuel we've got. Yeah, there's that's got a light there for docking. Alright, so we are going to let's see, now we're just gonna land anywhere. Is there any science we can get over here? Pretty much got it all. So let's just burn retrograde, and that should be enough to kind of put us in a lower orbit. Right, so what's that? Let's just burn a bit more. I'm thinking how about we kind of try land here. What we're going to do is we're going to burn down there, and you see if we take add a maneuver there, and obviously we're going to sort of retrograde to bring it down. Oops. And we want to maybe turn it so that it's it flies over that part. And retrograde. Yeah, so that would kind of just adjust it slightly so that it goes over that part. I mean, we could then adjust it more. Oh yeah, Kerbal is actually on my Steam. Kerbal is my most played game because it just is, you know, with the mods and stuff like that, there is so much to do, and it's really, you make your own game. When I'm doing the career, a lot of the time I don't bother with the career. I just do kind of the science, of the science one, or even free flight. You see, it's all dark. Does this thing bubbling? Oh, there you see, got collecting stuff. Let's go look. Let's turn this ambience where kind of what it should be. This is what it normally is. So turn the lights off. Oh. And this is what the craft would normally look like. Turn the lights on. And it becomes all shiny. And then this thing, this ambient light thing, and I got it for streaming so that you can actually see it in the dark. And it will definitely help with those night landings. But so let's kind of move this. Where we are going to be pretty close. Right, let's get ourselves into position. Very maneuverable. very quick to maneuver this craft. And we might as well burn now. I mean, it's not, you're not going for like 100% accuracy. Boom. Okay, so what have we got? Right, well, that's kind of... Oh, that's moving. You know what, let's just put down somewhere... Okay, we are going to be putting down in a few places. So let's kind of just go retrograde. Which one? Which mod? Oh, I think it could be a Kerbal attachment system. I'm not sure which mod it came from. Oh, the ambience one, the ambient lighting. Yeah, I added it in. I haven't actually put it in my list, but it's on CCAN. Just do a search for ambient. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of land anywhere on the moon, anywhere on Minmus, on the light side of the planet. Let's... Okay. That should be alright. And then just somewhere there we can just stop, kind of stop and land and then move on. We've got all these contracts over here. Okay, so what's science? It says EVA report. Okay, so let's hit F5. Jebediah could go EVA. Oh, look at that, he's got an EVA report. And he can climb back in. Let's take all the data. Crew report. And climb back in. Board. Alright, let's see what Bob can come out and he can do his science thing. Did it. And he's going to collect data. Going to take the data. Going to take this data. This is what's cool about the scientist. Is he can restore the experiments. So you're not repeating the same, kind of don't need to have 20 experiments. You can just reset them. Right, so there we go. Oh, EVA again. Okay, alright, oh, it keeps on using the canisters. Reset. Okay, so we are just going to have this thing go around a bit. Move this. It's getting quite low. And stop. So we're just going to do our first landing over here. You can see, look at it, they're quite low already. Look at my shadow. Okay, so we want to go retrograde. We're going to go to the surface. So remember, we want to get this. We want to get to drop straight down. Our surface speed needs to be on a 0. This should... Yeah, that's about enough. Okay, so that's going to start... That's going to start moving up. Then look at what's happening. We're coming down at a really shallow thing. And we are 4.6 kilometers. And remember, this is Minmus, where the amount of delta V in that you need to do these things. I mean, I could have done this all with RCS, but I forgot to put RCS on this. I might as well put it on lights because... Can I change these light colors? Rotate clock. Yeah, really confusing. We are just busy floating down. We can open up a landing gear. That kind of just pops out there. Now we're coming in a little bit too hot. We are still kind of 2 kilometers up. What I'm going to do now, kind of myself a bend to slow down and watch that go all the way to the top. So there you go. It's kind of, now we're going almost straight down. Remember, we aren't targeting anything, we're just landing anyway. Not like the last time where we actually had a target. The other thing what you can do is you can have a look at your shadow to see how high you are. And this is 500 meters. We're going to have to burn a little bit. Don't have too rough a landing. I mean, anything below 10 is fine. So this is going to be a gentle landing. Okay, look at the shadow coming up there. And 3 meters. Not the most fuel efficient, but there, that is a nice soft touchdown. And look at that, we have landed. Alright, now that lights are actually going to annoy the hell out of me, so let's take them off. And there we go. Perfect landing. Now we can do this. And the ladder. There we go. We don't need to jump. Alright, now we've got some other experiments to do. So let's do this. This is going to collect the laser data. You might as well transmit at home. Oh well, that's okay. Transmitting into the planet. Run analysis. If I turn the... Okay, so let me return the lighting. So I'm on the light side, so you can see it's very little difference. And oh, this is from high orbit. Okay, so now Bob. Oh, I should have actually saved. So look at that, he's collecting some data. So you can collect that data, you can store it, and you can observe it. And he's going to collect it, and he's going to restore it again. And collect and restore. And take the data, log the pressure data, and take it. So he's just pretty much running all the experiments. And down. He's going to take this. Whoa, what was that?
Niggers.
Thank you, Marcus Mock. Thank you for the donation. First part of your message, not so much, but whoa, what's happened? But thank you for the support. Alright, so we've gone and we have now, and we've got to, okay, part of the other contract is to plant a flag. Plant a flag. But what I'm going to do first of all is let's turn this guy around. Let's go back to the craft. And this is collecting more data. Right. And we are Jebediah. He's going to go EVA as well. So, hi guys. Jebediah, one small step for Kerbal, one giant. He's our pilot. He did a good job getting us down here. Okay, and we are going to plant, and he will plant the flag. And it's going to be, he was here.
Fuck me in the ass.
Yay, my first troll donator. Congrats, Marcus. Marcus, you are the first troll donator. Oh, I need somebody in there. Yeah, it was you. It was you. Long time ago.
www.
And all the W's. Wow. That sounds like the weed. What's it? How do I... What's it? Is it F11? No. No. Oh, well, anyway, there we go. Now, I just can't remember which one it is to turn off. Yep. Look at them. They got the jitters. They're thinking, ooh, look at all the green minty surface. Let's have that. Okay, so there I go. Our Kerbals have done. They have completed the contract. They just need to get back now. But we're going to go and collect more signs. So he's going to take a surface sample. And going to end up the toggle EVA suit. That's not something you want to do. In fact, it won't even let me do that. Oops, come back here. And grab. And let's just check all the data. Select and restore. Select. Restore. Take this data. And how did this go? Right, so oh, and take this data. And board. Gosh. That's automation for you. And Jeb, he's coming back as well. How happy he is. Such a happy Kerbal. And we are now going to find another spot to land, because this is on the lowlands, so we want to now land on a different spot. So what does this say? Oh, it tells me how much carbonite on the surface. So just a basic little scanner. Right, so let's have a look. We are over here. If we look at ScanSat.
Daddy, imagine me and you in bed with a rocket up your ass anyway. Enjoy this spam. www.
And it's over. Once is funny, but some of the shit that you say is a little bit too much. I can always do that. Alright, so, and again, thank you for the donation. Alright, so now we are going to... Oh, okay, put rocket full mode. Alright, well, what we're going to do, actually no, we're going to go and we're going to try land in a different spot. So this is the lowlands. Now where is my... See, I have had that satellite running, collecting data. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. Alright, so we had that satellite around, so we can actually put up things like what the map type is. And if we look at the biome, we are currently landed over there. So you see, this is one type of biome. We want to go to land on different types of biomes to get different, to get more science that way. So this is kind of like using this map thing is how you can actually see that. And this is part of the ScanSat thing. Yeah, ScanSat mod. It's got lots of different things. You've got that's slopes, sort of, and depending on what you've got in there, you can see things like ore and kind of different carbonite, where the carbonite compounds are and stuff like that. But obviously we don't have any of that yet because we didn't have those instruments available to us to put on that satellite. Alright, so let's go back, and this is the lowlands. What we are going to do is we are just going to take up crap. Can we repack these? Oh, I don't have an engineer. I can't repack it. Okay, this is going to be a bit of a problem. I completely screwed that up. And so how can I go like this on? Oh, there we go. Okay. This on. And let's see if I can. There we go. And just some. Alright, so solved. Problem solved. Okay, I'm going to have to. I mean, I hope you're enjoying yourself. Yeah, that's the important thing. Alright, so let's just take off and head in a direction. Let's have a look. Let's go, if we can go that way. So okay. And go. Let's see where this is taking us. This should give us a kind of, but we want to probably push this. We want to probably push it a little bit further. Maybe up there so we can get on top of that slope. I mean, this is literally just this we are going to. So let's see, and that's good enough. Okay, so we are just going to kind of follow this, and then we're going to land over there. Just follow the slope. And off we go. Alright, so now we are coming down. This is we are now over the Midlands. So we did the lowlands. Now we are landing on the Midlands, which we haven't got the data for that, so that will be good. And now we'll just go retrograde. Slower, yeah, to slow the descent down. I might as well just F5 it, just, in case we completely stuff it up. But again, this should be a pretty easy landing. And yeah, that's good. Midlands. All right, so Okay, that's so it's slowing down and it's getting to a point now. And alright, so now we should just drop. We should just be dropping straight down now. Maybe a little bit more into the center. I'm just pushing that. I'm just pushing the retrograde sort of to the top point. So now we are doing a direct. Yeah, we're just dropping straight down. And there we go. And then we're going to land on the Midlands, where we'll be able to collect some more data. And then we'll move to the next spot. And we should be able to get to the next spot and then be able to get home as well. Right, so 26 is a bit much. It should be sort of coming straight down still. Yeah, I've got enough. I've got enough fuel. Slope. But that's what's the problem. This. That's just not. It should be going straight down. Oh shit! Because I had it on orbit, not surface. There we go. That was the problem. Okay, there you go. That was the problem. That's why I was trying to figure out why it wasn't going straight down. This thing was on orbit when it should have been on surface. So I was seeing things in relation to the orbit, not to the surface. And that's always a problem. You don't want to do that. Alright, so we've now got some more data. I am just going to send Bob out. He's going to do the work. He can actually collect this data. He can run the analysis here. Okay, so Bob, go EVA. There's his EVA thing, and collect the data, restore. Collect the data, restore. I collect this temperature. There's nothing there. And the pressure, take it, log it. And take that data. Go. Whoa. Where is he going? Okay, so here he goes. And he can now do take a surface sample. He's already got his EVA report. Okay, so done. There's not really much more we can do over here. The current experiments. And we are going back. Can we actually no. Board. Okay, so that's kind of it's just that's the thing doing stuff automatically. Alright, so now the next spot we want to go to is, I think there's like a little area over here. We can go back around there. But let's just go to this icy kind of area there. This one is closer. So we keep it on surface. Just remember to do that. Okay, and thank you for the follow, Marcus. Thank you for the follow. I'd say we are... How high are we? Up there, so let's just push this. Push a little, this kind of, so we can land. Just want to make it... there. Alright, so we're just going to do this parabola. Or this parabolic, whatever it's called. Wow, it's going up to 18. Yeah, I didn't need to go that high. I'll probably pick up too much speed coming down. But you see, because the planet moves, so I might need to just kind of burn a little bit that way. It's a little bit. And yeah, that should be enough. Alright, so just change the whole dynamic of that thing. So he's going to be coming down there. When it gets to this point, what we'll do is we'll just, when it gets to kind of over there, we'll retrograde and it will stop that way. You know, sort of retrograde burn, stop it, and we can drop down straight on that lake. Right, so we're still 10 kilometers up. As soon as I finish this, I'll be heading back to Kerbal. So there we go. We are over the flats. Save that and go back to the rocket. And let's get our surface down to surface speed down. And there we go. So now we're pretty much dropping straight down. And we're going to be landing right on this lake, where we'll get some more surface samples. And that will give us a lot of science, which can then unlock a lot more things. So we can actually, yeah, further missions do more. Because we are going to have to come back to Minmus with because we need to bring, for the space station, we need to bring 4,000 units of fuel for it. Okay, and there we go. 38. How high are we? Okay. I could have let that burn later, do more. And they show me how to get perfect same altitude each time. Okay, when I go back now, I'll show you exactly how to adjust your orbit. I mean, do you mean like you mean the upper apsis and the periapsis are way off? Right, and there we go. Another great landing. Yeah, okay, yeah, because what you see, that's actually, yeah, what I'll do is I'm going to get this guy up to orbit in minutes, and I'm going to show you how to adjust it. Alright, so let's send out Bob again. That's what he's actually going to... Okay, so he is going to collect and restore, so it will do some more stuff. He's going to take, log, take. This is called the science shuffle. And take, log, take. And yeah, it's, you can actually do it with very minor adjustments, but what? Oh, you can't get your module. Oh, so you're talking about? Are you talking about doing a rendezvous with your space station? It's this. Let's climb in. And we want to do this. Collect. Oh, yeah, the rendezvous. Rendezvous is where you have to, or rendezvous, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. That is actually not. It's. I've got a nice, easy system to do it. That's actually not that hard. It just takes a little bit of patience, and lots. And you know, when you're new to it, lots of feel. Right, so, and that's a good dismount. Alright, so look at him, he's all happy. Okay, Bob, collect the data, take a surface sample. All done. Alright, and we are ready to go back. Okay, so we have finished. We've pretty much finished with Minmus. We are going back. So what we are going to do now is take off and look at getting ourselves sort of into orbit. Okay, so I use I use Kerbal Engineer, which tells me exactly what, you know, what spaaaaace and that I'm getting to and stuff like that. So we're just going up, and I'm watching this to get to about 10 kilometers. There we go. So now this is going up to 10 kilometers. Now what you do then is at that spaaaaace point, you would then just increase the prograde, and there you go. You pretty much, and that will give me 11,667 and 11,268. That's almost a perfect orbit. And that's, you know, and that's kind of how you would circularize it. So then you go onto that point, and this is the key. It says I need to do a 3-second burn. Alright, now what you do is you take the amount of time you need to burn, right, and you halve it. You start, so if you got like a 10-second burn, you start 5 seconds before the point. Because you can't, say you need to, like for example over here, I need to burn 48 delta V. At that point, I cannot burn 48 delta V. I can't put all that thrust right there at that single point. So what I do is I start and burn half the thrust before the point and half the thrust after the point. So it averages out to be all the thrust at that point. A lot of people start their burns on the point. You want to take your time, half it, and start half before, you know, sort of take your time and do that. Now what I've got is I've got the Kerbal Engineer, and it tells me what half the burn time is. But it also does something else. It takes into account as you burn fuel, your mass changes. So, and as you stage and things like that, so it does a much better calculation than what this one does. So, okay, so I'm going to take this, just get us up to when we need to circularize. When we need to circularize, okay, so we're getting close to that point now. So you can see we're getting close to it. And remember, we want to burn 1.7 seconds before, so let's call that 2 seconds. And it's a full burn. Right, so we've got 18. And now 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, full burn, and stop. And let's have a look at what we've got. Okay, so that's 10 and that's 11. So if we do just a tiny bit more, and there we go. Move this 11, 4, and that's like kind of absolutely, that's as circular as you can get. And there you go. That's kind of how you circularize your orbits. Just like that. Right, so, and let me turn on this ambient light so you can see the craft. Alright. Last time, let me see if there's anything else that we need here. We've done everything. So let's just reset this. So you go EVA. And we are going to collect this data, store blood pressure data, take and get this temperature, take, collect this and restore. Oh, you might as well save it. Okay, so it's select, store, okay, and climb back in. Let's get the data anyway. All right, and that's and I mean obviously depending on round minimus, it's really easy to do. Round kind of round something else, it's a lot harder. Now let's just have a look at how much delta V I am going to need to get back to Kerbal. So let's start over here, add maneuver, increasing. Alright, and what's going on there? Alright, so that's 69 delta V. So let's. Now there's another thing called precise node, which helps you do the maneuvers a lot easier. I can make some adjustments. Oh crap! I'm going to the moon. I need to. And I want see that can give me a periapsis of 518. Maybe I can get that down a bit. And it's 121. Maybe down it, but so I can change this point and increase, and about 50 is perfect. So if I do a perfect burn, that's it. That will get me home. It will dip into the atmosphere at 50 and use that as aero braking. And so there, all I need to do is, when I get to this point, alright, so there you go. This is now, it says 12 seconds. Kerbal Engineer works it out as being 11.6 seconds. But you see there, it goes and it halves the amount. So 6 seconds before the point, I start burning. So that it applies all 177 across that sort of area there. Instead of, because you can't do everything at that point. So I don't think we are moving forward. Let's just save this just in case. So we are moving towards that. "14 minutes. 11, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, and us going down a bit. We 6 seconds before. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so six. So we want to line up with our maneuver node, maneuver burn. Oh, okay. Well, basically, yeah, it's kind of something like that. Again, it depends on the craft. Right, so let me just fire off this and get us on the way back there. Right, so there we go. So it's doing the burn. And maneuver node. Much. Adjust it, make the adjustments. Slow down that burn. Alright, and let's have a look how that worked out. Oh, perfect. Perfect. 52. So basically, if I just leave this guy now, I just go high speed, and it's on the way back. And we've still got 182 left. All right, now, what you do with the kind of, okay, so you kind of, so when you rocket takes off, that's what your nav bore looks like. Okay, with the prograde being over here. And so what I normally do is I get to about between 60 and 100 meters per second, and then all I do is just do a slight turn there, and then the rocket goes up. Oh shit, you can't see that because it's, I use this. So okay, so you tilt it slightly. Now the thing that happens is as you go up, I have to do it that way. As you go up, the gravity, the rocket slowly starts falling. So all you really want to do is you want to give it that slight turn at about, a speed of 60 to 100. You want to give it that slight turn, and then slowly follow, keep this within the prograde, and it should sort of fall down like that. At about between 10 and 15 kilometers up, you should be around there, and that's kind of a good launch. That's an efficient launch. And then as it goes further up, so you've got that nice long arc. And we will do that when we fire off our next rocket. Okay. Now what you constantly do, so you're watching the rocket go up. You're watching the rocket go up. You swap over to your map and you look at what the apoapsis is. Or with something like Kerbal Engineer, you look over here. When it hits 10 kilometers, 100 kilometers. When it reaches 100 kilometers, you stop. You just turn off the engines and let it coast up. And then at 100 kilometers, you typically want to kind of burn straight. And that will essentially just give you more speed, because you want to get this to be, for Kerbin, 2,300 meters per second, and that's that way you can get a nice kind of. But as long as you're above 70 kilometers, you're in orbit. If you end up in a situation where you've got 130 kilometers AP and 90 periapsis, all you need to do is at the apoapsis kind of burn straight like that, and that should raise your periapsis up. So you might, to circularize, you might need to do a small burn just to keep your eye on that. You can right click on these things like that, and then it sticks there so you can see what's actually happening. But I am going to bring this guy back down. He's coming back home. But let's save it over here. And there we go. Okay, now I know this is going to burn this stuff off. Might burn those engines off completely. Alright, so once we hit the atmosphere, we kind of, I expect these to fall off as well. You know what I should have, no, after this. So let's this on, keep them on the retrograde angle so that the heat shield, and we are about to hit the atmosphere. Once we hit 70, that's the atmosphere. Okay, so we are now in the atmosphere. So what I'm now going to do is I'm just going to use up the rest of this fuel. And try and slow myself down a bit. I'm going to, but I can't burn them with them retracted. That's why I'm burning kind of high up. Okay, see, now I've completely burnt out all the fuel. Now I can retract them. There you go. Alright, and look what's happening. The heat is burning those legs. There we go. See, that's still nice and cool. Those legs are getting really, really hot. So So, and I fully expected the legs to explode and burn off. But there you can see what's happening is the rest of the ship is remaining kind of cool, but this part is taking all the heat. And now we are... Okay, see, now we're going up again. Because we just used that as an error braking technique. I mean, we're going too fast. 3,000, we're going too fast. And let's see, we are... so that went and slowed us down all the way from being outside of Minmus here to being 3 million kilometers. So, yeah, this is basically how high are we? Oh, we're still in the atmosphere. Let's go on. Okay, and okay, we're not really using batteries, so I don't need to pull out the stuff yet. We've got plenty of battery. And we coming down again. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, just using that air brake technique. Because if you go into the atmosphere kind of too deep and too fast, now the heat will kill you. Before with Kerbal, you could just, you know, aim at the planet and just hit it full bore, and you know, nothing used to break. Now they've actually kind of added heat and stuff like that, so a little bit more. It's better. It's a lot better in my opinion that way. So there we go. Look at that. Pretty. Okay, so let's see, how low are we going? Last time we were down to 50. Yes, down to 50 again. But we are losing speed. So last time we were at 3080. Now we kind of... yeah, this is dropping. And again, it's one of these things that unfortunately no, speed is not dropping, but my apoapsis is dropping, which is kind of the more important thing, because eventually your apoapsis, you don't want to have that in. Oh, Kazu. He sent me a message. A whisper. Don't whisper me. Let's have a look. Alright, so we are just going... we're going to have to do this... we're going to have to go back up here and do this whole thing again. Let's have a look at what we are at. 2 million. So... oh. Okay, so we just hit the atmosphere again. Let's see how far we can drop now. You see, we hit it at 2,900. So we dropped 100 meters per second. So again, we just making sure we're on retrograde so that kind of, our heat shield takes all the heat. Right, let's oh, that satellite. Oh, that's orbiting Kerbal. Yeah, that was one of the contracts. It asked me to put that satellite in that position. And I will show you that as soon as I've landed that, we'll be able to go switch over to that satellite and have a look. Oops, 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 oops. I did, Foible. I've already downloaded it. I've gone into it. I was getting like 10 frames per second. Okay, see, we didn't drop much, but this is dropping. So, and that's dropped by another 100. We've got to wait until we get... Okay, now we sort of outside, so I can speed up again. And yeah, this is the one thing about this method, is it takes time to slow down. Yeah, forward tonight I would definitely be streaming the 2.5, the PTU. So I'll be going through all that. And having a look at everything, including the Reliant Core, the Argo, Grim Hex. I haven't actually found Grim Hex yet. I was looking for it earlier, but I never found it in the asteroid belt. So when I get there, it will be the first time. But yeah, it's good that in the PTU they actually open up all the crafts for everybody. Or at least the new crafts. Okay, so look at how's this going? Are we dropping? Oh, we're dropping below 50 now. Wow. Thanks for the support, Foible. Alright, so let's go. And we are rising again. Yeah, I try to take it. And okay, so again, this is just waiting for this to... No, electricity is still good. No, I'm just kidding with you, Foible. Don't worry. Let's have a look. And once... So we're getting there. We're getting there. But it's keeping our guys safe. Yeah, unfortunately, I've got no engines, no fuel left, so I can't actually, slow us down anymore. It's just a matter of letting them slow down naturally like this, fortunately. They will land. So, again, just... Is that the shadow? With that, yeah, it's a lot. I could have probably come in a little bit steeper, but I wasn't sure how well the thing would could handle it. I actually fired them off. Fired them off on min-miss. But I think I reset them. I think they should be alright still. Or at least I armed them on min-miss. I think they should still be alright. Okay, wow. Another lap. Okay, one more lap. And then we're down to 844, so we are definitely dropping. Definitely dropping. Go. If I had RCS on this, I could have actually adjusted it a lot better. You know, at the topmost thing, we could have really cut down the time, but unfortunately I don't. Forgot the RCS. Whoa. Forgot the RCS. Yep. Hear how that our upper apps is now dropping down to 720. And that's still dropping. Indeed they will. Cables are made out of soil and green. True story. That's oh shit. Yeah, adjusting this at high speed is never a good idea. So hopefully maybe one or two more flyby should do it. Wonder if we actually gonna land on land. Okay, that and whoops. And again. At about 50 it should. I suppose if you go down to 45 that might probably be a better entry point. 50 might be a little bit too shallow. Though that first entry, it almost didn't go well. Okay, so let's have a look. See, the heat's doing just fine. I'm actually surprised that the those landing legs are holding up so well. How is that going? That's 400, 300. Okay, so we almost, yeah, maybe one more. Then it should be time to land. Yeah. This is the worst type of landing to watch. I mean, it's safe, but worst type. usually if you go the high speed, as soon as you hit the atmosphere, it resets you back to, yeah, it takes off time warp. Right, so this should hopefully be the landing. That's at 3:30. We're jumping down to 47, and I think maybe we catch it about 45. At 45, there's no way up again. But that's the thing, you know, to land from being in orbit, easy. But when you're coming from from a planet or outside of orbit, you are coming in at quite a big speed. So 46. I'm just looking at that. Apoapsis is dropping. If we hit 45, we might stay down. Still dropping. Hit 45, it's still dropping. Good, still. Yeah, okay, we're still falling, so that's so far so good. The upper abscess is dropping, and our height is still going down. Now it's starting to up. However, our upper abscess is still dropping dramatically. We are now at 160. 150. I think this might be the landing now. Wow, I've burnt off a lot of ablator. $130. Still dropping. Let's see what's happening. It's 120, 19. Once that gets below 70, you know, that means we are not going back up into the space. And yeah, look at our speed. Our speed is also dropping. And we're on 96, 95. So yeah, this would be the landing. I can't see us getting back up into space. Our speed is kind of still at orbital velocity, but still going to fight all the friction, so we're still going to lose. We're going to lose quite a bit. 80. Yeah, this is the landing now. No doubt about it. How's that heat looking? Pretty good. We might even be able to have our landing legs. The Kerbal are getting some serious. There you go. Just the upper abscess just dropped below 70. The Kerbals are nice and toasty and warm. Let's have a look at them. Oh, they seem to be. Look at him. Ooh, no problem. He's looking out the window. Look at his house. They're kind of happy in there. 52. The question is, where they're going to come down. Oh, they're coming down on the dark side of the planet. Right over there. All right, so that's land. Okay, well this is where the that ambient light mod is going to be great. That ambient light mod will you're actually able to see the landing. All right, so let's speed this up a bit. And there we go. That's still going up. It's going to reach about 59 and then it's going to fall. Okay, it should start falling about now. Close, now. No, very close. There we go. There it stops. Okay, so now it's just pure landing. And let's make sure that this ambient light is on so we can actually see what's happening. Okay, well, I'll see you in a bit. Probably almost time for coffee as well. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna hit 50 and we've slowed, you can see we've slowed down beyond orbital velocity, but we need to take off a lot more speed. Slow down, get this thing centered. Centered, okay, and I just want to land this craft and then we'll go grab some coffee and then build a we're going to look at that satellite for Marcus. Okay. There we go. 39. 38. Oh shit. That is way too hot. I think our legs are going to blow off. Yep. Yep, that's what I thought. The legs are gone. But we always thought the legs were going to. We always thought the legs were going off. So that's kind of not an issue. I mean, the legs going off were kind of expected. Okay, so... Oh, wait. I'm a little bit toasty over there. Still going pretty fast at quite a low. Here we go. We're hitting the thicker atmosphere now, and now that's slowing us down. And there we go. The kind of heat problem is over now. Yes, we almost use all our ablator. Amazing. Alright, so we're 10 kilometers. 8 kilometers up. Yeah, it would be safe to deploy the chutes now, because that is no longer red. So it will be... Nice, we'll deploy them. And speed this up. And for a landing. And there we go, a successful mission. There's a lone cactus. That was a successful mission. We got a station up there. The station just needs fuel, and then it will be, the contract will be complete. And there we go. Done. Right, now what we can do over here is, nothing wrong with getting a little bit of extra science. So detect, restore, observe, going to collect it. We can log temperature ready, pressure, take, log, take, this thing, collect, late. Yeah, might as well do this. It's just extra science. And whoops, he can go and take a surface sample. Again, just extra science. Grab, come back in. Board. Alright, so we should get a lot of science for this. Recover. Wow. Wow, look at that. 1,152 science. That's a lot of stuff we can buy. That's a lot. Alright, 60% of the value of the craft recovered. That's good too. And our crew got... Oh, Bob got a lot of XP. Yep's been to Midmas, so he got no XP. Alright, so that's kind of... that's done. Look at the nice sunset. Well, that's sunrise. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I am just going to pop up that satellite. We've got a satellite on Midmas, and we got one around Kerbal. So I'm going to pop up this satellite. And this is what the satellite is. You see it's got a whole lot of instruments on it. And it's essentially just, yeah, keeping track of the planet. Let's actually turn it like just, you know, just a bunch of instruments and stuff like that. It's actually got a lot of fuel, so it can move around if it needs to. And that's all it is. It's kind of the... got the octopod, you've got a materials bay, you've got some batteries, you've got the communication thing, a whole lot of science and scanning equipment and stuff like that. The actual thing was only to get something up, you know, a satellite up there that could generate power. In other words, have have solar panels, and could communicate. Have and could communicate, and that's all. And that's all it required. But I went and included as much science instruments as I could on it. So on that note, what I am going to do is I am going to take a little 2-minute break, and I'm going to go grab myself a cup of coffee. When I get back, Margaret, we will make a rocket and just launch it up, and yeah, and I'll show you how I do my launches. Okay, we'll just make a quick simple one and we'll do it that way. Alright, so I will be back. 2 minutes. Go grab yourself something to drink. Okay, I am back. Alright, so, Marcus, we are going to just put something into orbit for you. We're just going to build something sort of quickly and put it into orbit for you, so you can actually see kind of the process I go through when I want to get something into orbit. You know, launch profile and things like that. That's what makes this thing look beautiful. We can actually build a lot of things here. All right, but before we do that, let's just build a simple rocket. Oh, wait a minute. What is our contracts looking like? All right, yes, Kerbal alarm clock. This is what I want to. Just want to visibility. Just general. Oh, okay, so starting. Good. So in Blizzy's toolbar, that's the one. So bigger visible buttons. Where is my alarm? Yes. Okay. So contract-wise, we completed that. Yeah, we've completed those contracts. Okay, so plant flag minutes contract completed. 137k. And experimental data on the surface of minutes. 56k. Okay, so we've done all that. My wife just let me know that she's cooking me a wonderful dinner tonight. All right. So let's see if there's any other quick missions just to get up to. Ah, there you go. Rescue. Okay, rescue Selena from orbit, Kerbal orbit. Okay, so yeah, this is actually, these are actually good. So we're going to rescue these Kerbals that are stranded in orbit. Okay, perfect. This is a perfect way we can just. I can show you how to do rendezvous and everything else all with this mission. So that is great. That is great. Alright, so let's actually have a look at where. Yes. Don't click on that link, anybody. It's yeah. Okay. Yeah, that is. And boom. That is a virus, and and the person has been banned. It was a flash virus. All right. So let's have a look at where these guys are. So who's this? This is Sally's Hulk. Okay, so she's over there. So we got to rescue her. At an altitude of 77 kilometers. Veridia's is at 84. Veridia's at 84. So yeah. So we're gonna rescue these guys. They're kind of opposite ends. So you'll see what we're going to do is we're going to have to rendezvous with both of them. So let's go back to building the ship. Building something to rescue these guys. What we need to do is when we send somebody up, we need to have the capacity to carry 3 Kerbals. One is the pilot going up for the rescue, and then those 2 have to be able to climb in. So let's go build this. Alright, so we could just do it on a single... We could just use this command pod, because this can take 3 people. Okay, crew capacity of 3. So we can just use this guy. Then all we need to do is make sure it's got... Let's give it some... We give it a stabilizer, the SAS thing, and that basically will just allow it to, allow us to turn quickly. We're not going to do RCS, I don't think. Don't need to, because we're not actually docking, so we don't need the RCS. We just need to get close by. We also want to have a parachute. Because obviously when it comes down, it has to be able to land. Right. And there you go. This is a parachute. That's a drogue chute. No. Don't want a drogue chute. We want an actual parachute. The drogue chutes slow you down. The parachutes will actually save you. And we want to have a heat shield on this. Alright, and there is our kind of return vessel. Now, just in case we're going to be spending some time up there, let us put some solar panels. Because we need solar panels and battery power. So let's put 2 solar panels on either side. Okay, and some battery power. Because obviously okay, and that will give us, because the stability system requires battery power. That will give us that. Now, the one other thing I do include, if you look at my KSP mods, the one thing I do have is that Kerbal Engineer, and it's actually, you'll see how useful this is. And to get the HUD display and things like that, you need to add this part, and that will allow me to show the HUD and stuff like that. Hey Avalon. Alright, so that is kind of going to be our sort of basic rescue craft, where we're sending up one Kerbal, and it's going to bring back 3. Avalon, I am busy doing a craft to get us into orbit to rescue 2 Kerbals that somehow got themselves into orbit and weren't able to get back. Okay, so now we've got our basic craft. So what we need is a way for it to, power around while in orbit. So let's give us. It doesn't need a lot of fuel in orbit to go. So that should do it. That should do it. That should give us plenty. And again, we just need a small engine for it. Doesn't need to be anything big. Let's see. We can probably use this. I mean, that's 64 thrust. That's plenty. I mean, look at that. 2,100. That's plenty of thrust. Actually, that will be able to zip around and do all the things it needs to do. Now, what I'm going to post here, Marcus, is... Marcus, this is called a Delta V map. Okay, now what that is... here... and... just... okay, so what this is, this tells us how much Delta V we need in order to achieve things. This might be slightly out of date. I've seen numbers where that says 3,400 and that. So in order to get ourselves into low Kerbal orbit, we need about 3,300 Delta V. Now Delta V is kind of what you call the change of your velocity. So if you're going 0 and you want to go 3,300 meters per second, you need 3,300 Delta V to do that. If you're going 800 meters per second and you want to change to go 400 meters per second, so to slow down, you need 400 Delta V. So that's the amount of change. So according to this map, and this is kind of like best case scenarios, where you do everything perfectly, you need 3,300 Delta V to get into low Kerbal orbit. Usually what I do is I look at this number and I add 500 to 1,000. And that gives me a nice big buffer, a big safety margin. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so that's the Delta V map. Yes, windows all over the place. Right, so add that. So let's call it 4,000. Let's say we're going to plan stuff. We're going to need 4,000 to get up into orbit, into a low Kerbal orbit. This one, we don't want this one affected because this is going to help us zoom around orbit. So really what we want to do is we want to put maybe, we add 3,300 to that or 3,500 to that. Okay, give us a little bit. We'll need to increase this to about 5,000 whatever. Yeah, just around there, 5,500 or something like that. Alright, so I mean, we really, once we're in the atmosphere, we don't need that much Delta V. So what we are going to do is now we are going to add stages to achieve that. Let's go and add. Where's the structural? That's what I was looking for. Structural. Right, utility. Oh, it is structural. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we got this guy. Okay, so now we're going to build the rocket underneath this. So fuel that we should be able to get a skipper. That's a ready total of 3,800. Now we want to boost up. Where is it? Another stage. So this kind of where you use that to kind of do the circularize and the last kind of part. we probably need another one. That. Let's just do big orange tank and a big. Right, so that's right. So there you go. That's, I mean, there you go. That's pretty much will do it. That will do it. That will get us into orbit. Just a absolutely dead simple rocket. And 1.89. You see, normally you want this to be. You want to aim for the thrust to weight ratio, or thrust to mass ratio. You want to aim that to about 1.7. 1.7 will be able to build up a lot of speed and do everything you need. So let's look at the stages. First stage is that, then it's going to break apart and fire that rocket, so we can combine those. Then it's going to break apart and fire that rocket, combine those. Okay, and then the last part, the pod and the parachute. Right, so that is basically our rescue craft. Very, very simple. You actually don't need more than that. All we need. But let us, just to make it more stable, let's add some, add these, just to give us some stability. There we go, and what I'm also going to do is, because I use, it's Sadistic 81, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Alien Army. And why didn't, there it is. Okay, so Twitch Alerts is running a little bit. Okay, so we also want to try and recover as much as we can. I have got a thing called recovery, which kind of, it gives you incentive to put parachutes on the paths that you drop. So you actually, you can get back some of the money that it cost you. For example, this whole thing is costing me 41,000. But if I put these parachutes on, I can actually reduce the cost by recovering parts that don't break apart. Okay, alright. Now the other parts are going to burn up in the atmosphere, so I'm not going to bother with them. Right, so those ones will be when we move to that stage. We'll fire off those parachutes, and those parachutes will be when it fires off this stage. And there we go, we've got our rocket. Just for shits and giggles, let's make it, you know, just hold it kind of stably for launch. And this will fire off when we fire off the rocket. Okay, so this will be rescue, let's call it dual rescue. Okay, now we don't want the others in there. What I'm going to do is Tracine Kerman. I'm going to take her. She's going to be, because we rescued her. She was also lost. She was lost in space, and we had to rescue her. So it's now her turn to rescue her fellow Kerbals. So double check all this. All looks good. Okay, and save. And launch. Alright, now what I want to do as well is I want to get the kind of most efficient type effect. Where are the? We are there. So this craft is coming around. I'm setting it as the target. And what I'm going to do is I am going to wait for it to maybe be about over here. So when we come up at our angle, they'll be pretty close to each other. The yeah, that should be all right. Okay, and now we are full throttle. Actually, I'm going to just throttle a little less, and let's fire this off. Okay, so you see what I'm doing is I'm going straight up. I'm waiting for about between 60 and 100, and now I'm just going to flip it a little bit. Okay, so now the gravity's starting to take over. And all I'm doing is I'm keeping this thing in the center of the prograde. And it's slowly flipping over. Right, I should probably get it to turn more. I did too shallow at one. But it's kind of turning. Right, this isn't a very good launch, so I really want it to be at about 15 down there. Again. We are not going to do this. Oops. That was a terrible launch. You're not getting there. Let's although we are getting to space. I mean, look at this. It's getting too close to. Yeah, we are hitting space. So, I mean, it's doing it, just not very well. But what I'm going to do is I am going to stop it at 80. Okay, cut my engines at 80. This is a crappy launch, but it's going to, it will work. You look at our speed. Speed is very low. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to go to this apoapsis. I'm going to add a maneuver here. Then I'm going to pull this out until we've got and there we go. We've kind of circularized it, bring it a bit down. But it's not a perfect circle. You've got that 79, you've got that 84. What you can then do is these guys, the radials. You can just move them and that will kind of adjust it. There you go, 80 and 82. Okay, now it says I need a 1 minute 3 second burn, and I need to start 29 seconds before, so that's very close to where I am, and you see it's on that horizon line, and boom. That's a lot of delta V that I've got to burn to do it. Should have actually. Yeah, I did this badly. Yeah, I'm kind of off center as well. But I'm not going to worry about that. I am just going to get myself into orbit, because once you're in orbit, then it's easy to change your position. You don't have to worry about falling back to Earth. My speed is going up. Okay, so oh yeah, RSS makes it a lot harder. Yeah, because RSS is kind of turns it into real world physics. Or real world numbers and stuff like that. Okay, so let's have a look. More. Okay, so upper apsis 84, periapsis 78. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it's okay. Now where is our target? Okay, so we over here. The ship we want to go to is ahead of us. But what I am first going to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this thing. You see this thing is called the descending node. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to add a maneuver on the descending node. That. I'm going to add a maneuver on the descending node. And what I'm going to do then is I want to get this on the same plane as these guys. So to do that, you adjust what's called the normals. And that's these triangles. You put it up, see how that angle adjusts? And so you want to kind of get this on the same plane as what the ship that you're rescuing. It makes life a lot easier. But now you see what's happened is it's also gone out. So you want to just pull back just slightly on the retrograde, and that will get us then maybe slightly more. You see that its orbit's a bit out still. Alright, and and that will adjust it so that the same plane in pretty much a similar orbit, and maybe a little bit there to zoom in. Alright, now also what you're seeing is these guys. These are where the two, because you've got the other one set as a target, these are where they intercept. And it's a 77 kilometers interception. In order to catch up with the craft, you want to go on a lower orbit. In order to slow down to a craft, you want to go on a higher orbit. So while we're doing this adjustment over here, I am actually going to pull the retrograde thing so that I drop my my orbit slightly. Yeah, 2.5 is out on the PTU. Okay, and look at this. Now it's on 71 kilometers. If I adjust it more, there we go. And what will my periapsis be? It will be at 70, so it's still in space, so that's fine. They're kind of on the border. Maybe give it just a bit more. 71. Give us a little bit of a buffer. Okay, and there you go. That's going to meet at 64 kilometers. Now we can make adjustments later. Let's just get into this one and, and start working on the catch up. Well, first with the docking is difficult. Make no mistake, the docking is very difficult. But you first need to actually rendezvous with the craft, which is what we are doing now, but we are not going to do the dock. Okay, so let's get ourselves all set up for this. Here we go. And we're going to have to do a 221 meters per second burn. Okay, so alright, and it's a 13-second burn, of which we're going to start 7 seconds before. Wait for that. Minute. Oh well, if you watch, yeah, you'll see exactly. I'm going to get really close to these craft now. Okay, right, so 7 seconds. And we are all ready for it. 15. And burn. You can see how my orbit's changing. And stop. Right, and let's just go over here and make just go. Just put it. Okay. And remove this now. And now as you can see, I'm gonna focus on my and maneuver. As you can see, we're on a very similar plane, but notice how my orbit, altitude of 81, this guy's altitude is 88. So I'm below him. So I'm actually catching up. And look at the altitude. Look at the distance. This is 88. 88 kilometers. But look how it's going down because I am in that lower orbit. I'm actually slowly catching up. And my periapsis is 71, so it's still in orbit. Not a problem. And this is why usually when you put stuff in low orbit, you put it at about 100 kilometers, so that you've got 30 kilometers to play with. Over here, I don't have a lot of things to play with. So there you go. You see, slowly catching up with him. And we are just, it might take a couple of rotations. But as you can see, it's down to 65, 64. Oh, wait. That's one thing I forgot to do. Which I always forget to do. Because we're going to be turning a lot, we need the battery power. So let's just extend the panel. Okay, so we don't have to worry about battery power. Alright, and 63. You see, now it's going up because we've gone into a slightly higher orbit. And now as we drop orbit, you can see the numbers are starting to go down again. And we pretty much just... Yeah, if you're not being aggressive, yes, you just do this. You wait in a slightly lower orbit, until you get to about 10 kilometers. That's, and so it's a slow process, but this works. And it's not costing me any fuel to do this. It's just using, the lower you are, the faster you travel in orbits. So there we go, 19, 17, 16, 10. Okay. So that's on 9. We are getting closer, so that. Now the other thing that you do is once you get to this stage, you click on this. So it says target. So the difference between the speed between me and that target is 38 meters per second. So while we're getting closer, this is fine. Okay, so now look what's going to happen. We are getting to the part where we are no longer close. We're on the same orbit. So once you get to a close distance like that, what you're going to do is when this is in target mode, retrograde is retrograde to the target. So what you're going to do is you're going to kind of slow yourself down relative to the target. Just slow yourself right down to 0. Just by burning on this retro thing. Just do small burns. I mean, this, you could even, if you got RCS. Okay, I mean, that's kind of. There we go. Okay, so we kind of slowed ourselves right down. Now what we're going to do is we are going to go to the target. That's this guy, and we're going to burn towards the target because currently we are we 8 kilometers from the target. So we want to get closer, so we now will burn towards the target. See how I am putting the prograde onto the target, so it's kind of I'm heading directly at the target. Okay, so that's kind of 15. I mean, with the distance being 8 kilometers, we can actually up our speed to about. We can up our speed quite a bit, maybe to about. Let's play a safe number. About 50. Okay, so we are heading towards the target. Now what you'll also notice is how that changes kind of our orbit. Let's see. Okay, so we are heading towards the target. So we're 6 kilometers. 5, 4, 3. Okay, so we like right close. We like 1.5 kilometers away. So now it's time to slow down. So we do the same thing. We go onto this and we burn. We lower the speed to 0. Okay, you see we're 767 meters apart. So we've got close to 0. We now go and we want to move towards the target so we can change that distance. We go onto the target marker and we just burn a little. But what we're going to do is, because we're so close, we don't really want to do it above 10 meters per second. No, that's fine. I mean, there's no big rush at all. And so you see it's just getting closer and closer to that. What you could also do in the meantime is you can move yourself onto your retrograde to slow down when you need to. And there you go, 500 meters. Just speed up a bit. 400, 300, 200. We kind of how close we 160. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slow down and push towards the marker. 124. We're still going 1.3 meters towards it. And if you look over here, there it is. But I prefer to use the instruments here and see with. Oh, we're so close, I can't even see it. Oh. So again 0. So now what you do is you go back, and we want to burn towards it just a little bit. Then just at 8, just coming closer. Yeah, it's coming closer. But now, normally, when it's one of your craft with the docking port, you can actually see the distance. This one you can't see, you can't really see the distance, but we can actually, we just need to do this by feeling. But when it's your own craft, you target a docking port, and you can actually see the distance between it. But what I can see is I'm going with a relative speed to it. Okay, so you see how it's coming. So what I'm going to do is just okay, so that's kind of 0.1. It's really close. If I press my square brackets, oh wow. Oh, how did she get in here? 8. Huh. What the? Where the hell is the crew hatch? Oh, there. Okay. Oh, this is obviously one of the other things. That's why it was so hard to see. Okay, so there she is. So she can now EVA out. Oh, let go. And she can just do this rest. And she's just coming towards our craft. I mean, you can see how close we were, even though I couldn't see any distances. And he's just coming towards this craft over here. Now, at this distance, we're pretty much in the same orbit as the other craft was. We're going at the same speed. And alright, so now we've got 2 Kerbals in our craft. So that's the rescue 1 done. Okay, so we've done the rescue. Now on the other side of the planet, we've got Sealy. So now I'm setting her as the target. And look at this. When they intersect, they've got a separation of 1,300 kilometers. So how do we catch up to her? We could do 2 ways. We can drop into a lower orbit, or we can get ourselves into a higher orbit. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go into orbit mode, and I am going to put myself in a higher orbit so I slow down and let her catch up with me. So you see, I'm currently at 84, and my periapsis is at 74. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to raise my apoapsis. So there's at 95. I am going to raise it all the way to, let's see, maybe Yeah, I'm going to be aggressive with this. 120. 119. I mean, that's good enough. Alright, so what's going to happen is we were 1,300 apart. So let's have a look. See what happens here. There's the intersect. You look at that. 1,200. What I'm actually going to do then over here, it's at the apoapsis. I am going to raise my periapsis as well. So I'm in a much higher orbit completely. Let's move this. There. Okay, and now to just do that, you can just burn prograde, just give a little bit of fuel, a little bit of engine power, and you can see the periapsis rising, 88, 89, 90. I'm actually just going to keep it at 100. Alright, so now look what happens as I do the time warp. She is slowly catching up to me. You see, I've got you can only do 4 times warp. Oh, sorry, that's 10 times. You've got a limited amount of warp if you're below a certain height. So essentially what's happening is each rotation, she's catching up. This ship is now, it's a wreck. It's kind of just going to clog up the thing. Remember how she was completely opposite sides of the planet? Look at that, when we reach that point, it's almost caught up with me by a quarter. And that's kind of how, how you do the rendezvous, rendezvous, whatever. And look at that, it's caught up some more. And essentially what we are doing is we're just letting her catch up with me, and it's not using any fuel. All we did was just a slight change in our orbit. Going higher, kind of, because you've got to travel more distance, slows you down. Going lower, you travel less distance, speeds you up. That's why when you, in real life, geosynchronous orbits are very high. The space station is at a, it's at a pretty low orbit, and that's why it gets around the Earth every like 19 minutes. The geosynchronous orbit, it's so high that it's traveling at the same, it's revolving around the Earth at the same speed that the Earth is revolving. And Kerbal geosynchronous orbit is, I think, 2,870 kilometers. Now you have to go really high to get that in Kerbal, and you can do it. See, look at that, 630. So be quick. Okay, and there we go. Just, wait this out. I mean, there are more aggressive ways to do it, is to go really high and really low and stuff like that, but I'm just trying to, sort of be a little bit more conservative here. 380 kilometers. 60. Not getting very close. So when I get to there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust it. think we'll catch up with her. Yeah, that's okay. So now what I'm going to do is, well, let's put it over here. I'm going to add a maneuver. I'm going to do this with a maneuver. And what I would do is I am going to pull retrograde back so that our orbits cross. And look at that. Yeah, I pulled it down so it crosses the orbit. And that is at a 33 kilometers when they intersect. This one is at hard to read that one. Okay, but it's 33. So let's maybe pull a or maybe oops. Let's try it up here. So let's see. And we're going to but remember, you don't want to go too low. That would be going too low. So maybe adjust that. And okay, there you go. There's a good intersection. 5.9 separation. So if I do this node burn, it will change it and it will meet there at 5.9 kilometers. Make a giant docking port for 20 to 40 ships or extensions that you could cycle them with fuel reserves. Oh yeah, there's fueling stations and stuff like that is definitely a thing. That is, I have done stuff like that where you put a fueling station around Minmus and that, and you mine the ore, bring it up there, and every time you go on solar trips and that, that's what you'll do. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do a quick burn, just a 4-second burn, and then these guys will intercept over there, yeah, within 6 kilometers of each other. And once we got that, then we can do the the targeted burns and stuff like that. Really, really get close that way. At the moment, they are 73 kilometers away. Right, so 2 seconds before, it's okay, down. And I'm actually going to start, I'm not going to do a full burn, I'm going to do about 10 seconds before I'm going to start with a slow burn. I'm not using full power. And done. Let's see how this looks. There we go. They are going to meet up over there with a separation of 6.7 kilometers. Right, now we can switch on into target mode. And we might as well put it in, get kind of the retrograde ready. So let's just follow this around. There's 33, 20. 9. That 7. 6. Still getting lower. Fine. Okay, so you see 36 meters per second difference. Still getting lower, so we don't actually need to do anything just yet. So we're still getting closer. Okay. Still getting closer. 4, 3. Oh, distance 2. Okay, we are 1 kilometer away. All right, so let's slow this right down. We're going to slow down to. We're going to drop this down to 0. Remember, we want to push that towards there. Okay, so they are very close now. 731 meters. So now we are going to burn towards the target just slightly. Now if you burn over here, it's going to pull that towards the target. You pull the prograde, push the go. So we're just going towards it at 1.7. Again, no real rush. Still getting closer. Not a problem. And I see how they're drifting apart. The direction that you're going and the actual ship. So that's where you would go there and you'd push it onto the ship. And 5 meters, maybe we want to go a little bit faster than that. And this is where things like RCS are really useful. You don't need to swap your ship around all the time. Okay. Getting closer. 630. And I mean, this is, this is like during the rendezvous and docking, and that is very patient. You've got to be very patient with just small little adjustments, and just let the orbit do the work. I mean, as you get better, you'd make you make the adjustments kind of more severe and stuff like that. But when you start, whoa, stop. When you start, it's take your time, small little adjustments. Oops. It's kind of the best way to go. And I mean, I remember the first time I did this, I literally was, I think it took me like 3 hours to do my first dock. I wasn't rushing anything and stuff like that. 3 hours. You know what? That sense of achievement when you did it was huge. That's one thing that Kerbal's got that a lot of the games kind of miss nowadays. Is you achieve something in Kerbal, you feel like you've achieved something. And you notice I'm not looking at any visuals or anything like that. I'm purely looking at the instruments. Now you could go visually. Where is it? That's the problem, you can't find it. So, and we're just heading towards it. $400 meters. $300. Yeah, it's drifting away, so slow this down and bring him back on target. And do a flight. Speed up. Because as you go around, your targets will shift. Now your prograde and stuff like that. Give me this percent. So see, I'm really using low speeds. Low speeds, and it's just eating away those meters. And there we are within 100 meters now. Slow this down. Go. And just fly towards the okay. That's it. Go. 5. Right. 25 meters. Okay, 1 meter per second, 25 meters. Look at that. Look at that. How good is that? Alright, so now use your exclamation point, your square bracket to swap between crafts. That's the quickest way to do it. On this craft, Keely, she's going to go EVA. Let's just first F5 it. Let go. And she's coming across here. And where is entrance? Up. And grab. And board. We've just rescued our Kerbals. And you see that, look how much fuel we still got left. A lot of fuel left. So what we are going to do now is we want to, where is Kerbal Africa? Oh, here it is. Okay, so if we take this and we add a maneuver and we burn retrograde, yeah, we should, yeah, so we can just write here. So what I'll go is I'll go orbit and I am just going to get this maneuver. I'm just going to burn retrograde. I am going to watch. You see, I've got a thing called trajectories mod, which kind of extrapolates where you're going to come down. Yeah, and it works out with the atmosphere and stuff like that as well. So I'm waiting for that X. Just kind of burn. Okay. And right there. That should be on the Kerbal Center. Okay. What we can now do is we can close this up. We could in fact get rid of this fuel. We just don't need it anymore. I mean, we're on a deorbit vector, so we're not going to need any more fuel. So let's get rid of this. And now we are just going to land. So just let's kind of stop. Landing with the sunrise. Okay, so we've hit the atmosphere at about 50, just before about 55, we're going to start burning. Hey, disillusioned. I have just rescued 2 Kerbals from orbit. So, Marcus, did any of that actually help you? Yeah, I hope you understand what's, sort of what's going on there. Right, and there we go. We are just doing the re-entry, and there's, you see, there's my engine that I ejected. That's probably going to hit the atmosphere and blow up. There, look at that. There's an eclipse of the capsule. I want to see that thing blow up. Okay, so we are busy deorbiting. Let's have a look at... Oh. We're landing a little bit before the KC. That's changed. Should have actually put it out in the ocean. Alright, oh, because it probably calculated with that rocket, with that thing attached. Again, not a problem. We are landing close by, so it's not an issue. Waiting for that to see that explode. But that's got no heat protection at all. So that should I wonder if we'll be able to see it from back here. Yeah, I can still see it up there. No, can't see it anymore. Yeah, there's the KSC. There's the KSC, so we're really, really close. Mountain. Ah, that's a pity. I wanted to land like right on it. Okay, oh hi, we're 5 kilometers up. Our parachute is able to be deployed, so let's not forget to do that. Take off. Oh, that must have been, that was the fuel tank exploding. And there we go. All done. Look at that, they're all petrified. They're all petrified. Let's have a look at how they're sitting over there. Yep, they are not kind of too happy about what's going on here. I got them back safely to Kerbal. They should be happy. And touchdown. Oh, what was that? Oh, that was the shield. Okay, the heat shield exploded. That's not a problem. Everybody's safe. We can recover. And now we've got 2 extra astronauts. Alright, so no science. Hey, light. There's 96% of the craft value has been recovered. And we've now got Viridia, and we've got another 2 Kerbals. Alright, I will be back. I am just going to have a quick bio. And I am back. Alright, so look at the 2 missions. Rescue Kerbal Kareers from orbit, done. Rescue Viridia Kerbal from orbit, done. So let's have a look here. So we got 50k, 48,000 Kerbals for doing that one. And for Viridia, another 48,000 Kerbal bucks for that one. CD's been added to our crew. Contract complete. And Viridia's been added to the crew, and the contract complete. And then this tells you the stage recovery mod. Tells us that we recovered the debris. So that stage cost us 8,000 Kerbal. We recovered 5,500. This stage cost us 90,000. We recovered 17,000. And that's, it's like helps in career mode, that stage recovery mod, which is great. Okay, so let's have a look. What else have we got? If we've got somebody around Minmus. Extract ore from the moon and deliver it to Kerbal. Conduct temperature surveys of Minmus. Build a new solar orbital station. Plant flag on Minmus. We did that. We've done that. Oh, it's kind of easy enough. Extract 550 units of ore from Minmus. Well, let's do that as well. There's more rescues and stuff like that. So let's have a look. I mean, we've got a lot of science. We've got 1,200 science. Let's have a look at what we can actually, what we can actually do over here. I'm using it's called the community resource thing. I can't remember the name, but it's community something or other. What it does is it rearranges the tree to kind of make it a little bit more interesting than, make a little bit more sense than the standard Kerbal tree. Right, so let's look at what we've got, what we can do. We can get nuclear rockets. What's this one? These small little engines. I mean, they're not bad, these spark engines. They're pretty good. But what we want to do is we want to get to ore extraction, which is over here. So what we need to do is we need to first get something beyond that. You see, this is the survey scanner and surface scanner and that. So that will tell us where the ore is. So let's get these. Okay, now we can do that. But in order to do that, we need advanced tech. This will give us the drill to drill the ore, the refinery, the graviton is great. It has another drill, mining excavator, another more drills for different types of ores. I have got something that doesn't. The standard Kerbal only has single ores. And that was it. Okay. Okay, the standard one only has things for single. Well, for a single ore, with carbonite, and that you actually have a whole variety of ore to drill and collect, which will obviously do a whole variety of things. Right, so until I increase the level of my research building. Hey, thank you, Disillusioned. Thank you for the follow, and welcome to the Alien Army. Right, so let's have a look here. In order to increase this, wow, it's gonna cost us 1,600, which we don't, or 1.6 million. We've only got 1.2 million, so we can't do that. That gives us with a bit of a problem. How are we going to collect ore? We've got these things to scan. Go. Extra. Yeah, we've got no way to actually get the ore. That one contract we can't actually do yet. We can't do that contract. Right, so we need to get a lot more money. And the only way to get money is by doing contracts. So what other contracts have we got? Okay, so rescue Bartable Kerman from orbit of Minmus. 180. Okay, well that's 332. Got a new orbit station. A solar orbit. Has 2,000 units. You see, that's, again, I can't do that because I can't collect all. Oh, see, that's a useless one. Okay, so let's take that one. And let's finish off the active contracts. Now, do you know I'm waiting for a good opportunity? Waiting for a good opportunity. Oh, what's this? In 154 days, I have that good thing to do now. That's in 154 days, and that's when that will kick off. That will give us a nice amount. And basically, what I'm going to do is probably just send a probe. Okay, and this one is kind of we're waiting for. We've done all the stuff. We just have to wait for it to complete to get the. Once it's complete, then we'll get that cash. We are currently doing the orbital station around Minmus, and we've got one around. Got one around Kerbal as well. Again, it needs ore. You know, the thing is, we can put the stuff up like I did with the one around Minmus. It's up. I just now for the Minmus one, I just need to include fuel. So I think we'll probably start building that. We'll finish the Minmus one by building a ship that can carry 4,000 liquid units of fuel. And dock to that station. Because all the other parts have been done. And while we're there, we'll rescue Bartable Kerman. Let's have a look what type of orbit he is on Minmus. Okay, so he's kind of. Oh, we've got to collect temperature samples from there. Well, we can probably do that at the same time. So where's... So here he is. He's on like a 6.5 kilometer orbit. You better hope he doesn't hit any mountains. There's some mountains that he could actually hit. Wow. That's going to be an interesting one to try. I do. Okay. So I might as well take these temperature ones as well. Now, Viridia shipwreck, and I am just going to terminate this. We don't want to track it anymore. It's just space junk. And Celise one, terminated. Again, that's just space junk. Okay, so it's a moon lander. What was this? Oh, this was our first landing on the moon, which was actually a crash landing. And then we sent another craft to rescue them. But it's still working. It's still got everything. It's still working. Collecting science and stuff. So that's our very first moon crash landing. Okay, let us turn to Space Center. Let's take the temperature one as well. We'll do that all at the same time. Conduct temperature surveys. It's a fair amount. Oh, we can't take it. Oh. We would have to upgrade this. 282. Unlimited. Okay, let's do that. Now we can take it. We limited to 55 parts. I mean, I don't need to upgrade that just yet. Tracking station, don't need to. Administration building, don't need to. Astronaut complex. Kerbals can perform EBA. They already can. So all it is unlimited active Kerbals. We're not even on our full complement just yet. The one I need to improve on is the research and development. Okay, so let's build a craft that can do 4,000 fuel. So what is my biggest... No, we need a root node. So let's take the Probrian Hex. That's kind of our root node. Let's look at what we can do for fuel. What if I... Let me see if I do a structural that how much fuel can that can take 2008. So 2 of those would be enough. So what can we do? Let's think about this. We want to have 2 of these guys. It said liquid fuel. Units of liquid fuel. So that probably doesn't mean oxidizer. So we could remove the oxidizer, but I'm going to leave the oxidizer there because I want to use it as a refueling station as well. So what if okay, so what if we have structural? Oh, where was that? No, it was dynamics. Ah, there it is. That kind of what we're gonna do there, we'll do it. There we go. Alright, so this will give us give us a capacity of 6,000. This is a lot of fuel. And maybe if we go and do the same sort of thing at the bottom. You know, we dock this with the station and you've got, we can actually even burn a lot of fuel to get there from there on the way. That should work. So doing this rocket is going to be interesting. How are we going to do this rocket? See, this is the thing. We've got to figure out a way to lift this. To lift this thing even in its awkward shape. I mean, you could do things where, you know, you take this tool and you clip them in together. Actually, could do something like that. That's too much. Thinking. Might be an idea. Let's do this. And is kind of cheaty. But that actually looks pretty good. Looks good. Okay, what do you think of that? So we're going to call this the station. Yeah, I mean, look, this is definitely going to be easier to launch. I mean, it's still got the same amount of fuel in that. But you know, it's using clipping. I know some people do it a lot with airplane wings. Actually, I don't know if that still works. What they used to do is, in order to give an airplane a lot of lift, they used to take like 3 wings and squash them all together. And so it will get lift from all 3 wings, even though it was the size of a single wing. So it's kind of yeah. Right, so let's have a look at this. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll do it like this, and then I'll throw this one in. Kind of, I just squash it in. Let's take. If we take that same thing now. Where is it? Where is it? The fuel tank. No. You can leave it like that. Maybe. Well, let's see what other science we can get in the meantime. So I'm just going to save this. See what else we can spend our science on. See if there's any other parts that would be useful. We've still got 947 science. So what other parts will be useful? More rockets, or this will give us a more fuel stuff. Bigger fuel tanks. Might be worth it. A winch, modular segment, quad coupler. That's and a big protective shell. Oh, and the inline clamp. Okay, the micro goo container. Alright, let's see now. Landing gear. More instruments. Okay, well, more science. Okay, more science is good. So maybe we will just gigantic solar arrays. That's what I want. Those are for space stations. Also, yeah, these are definitely for space stations. Get that. These other things, it's food and stuff like that. Probably going to need them if we're going to have Kerbals on that station. But I don't know if we're going to have any Kerbals permanently posted to that station at the moment. That's nothing. I mean, advanced reaction wheels are pretty good. More freight. I think let's just... There's nothing. The big fuel tanks, again, we don't actually need it at the moment. I am thinking that maybe science, because that will allow us to get a lot more stuff. So I'm just going to go full science, because we're going to land on Minimus again. We might as well get all the science stuff. And we haven't really done any planes yet. Okay, so that works. I mean, the nuclear is efficient, but not quite ready to use them just yet. Right, so nothing's really going to help us over there. Okay, so there is our fuel tanker. Can do. Where is the docking? Okay, Clampertrons. Okay. We will this. Don't need that. Just there, and then we go and move this up. Okay. So it would. That would dock. And then when that comes in, that will dock with it fine. Well, in fact, yeah, that should be fine. I'm just trying to think how this is actually going to work. know, because I can do this. Like, I can bring it in. How are we going to do the rockets? So what we're probably going to do, have it like kind of this awkward thing. I have to do it like this, actually. Not that one. Yeah, maybe like that, and then put a, maybe do like a little tug or something. Maybe some RCS. Definitely gonna need RCS. It's gonna need some way of maneuvering into position. Okay. Right, oh, look at the time. Right, so I'm actually not going to finish making this. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think what we're going to do is we are going to complete building this whole fuel system. I'm going to think about what I can do. Yeah, it is. It is. That's why I'm trying to think of the best way to do it. Yeah, so what you see, what I'm thinking of doing is, what I'm thinking of doing is just doing it like that first of all, building it like that, and then taking, once we've got the whole thing built, take the other parts and slot it on. Then maybe take a fuel tube and make a kind of a round circuit, that the fuel can travel between them. But there's only going to be one connection over there. Yeah, end of the day, only one connection. There we go. I mean, that's kind of good start, I think. You know, I'm just trying to think how I can actually get two of those comfortably on there and only dock at one point. Yeah, I'm only using a single one, and then the other I'm just going to clip in, and once it's, you know, kind of once it's clipped in, then I am going to do kind of go this up, and okay, so that will allow fuel to flow between them. So fuel from this tank can be pumped into this one, and from this tank can be pumped into this one. Hopefully that will work. But I think on tomorrow's session, when I start tomorrow, I'll think about this a little tonight, and tomorrow we're going to start doing this, and we're going to try build this up and see if we can get launched into Minmus and stuff like that. The problem is it's not just up into orbit, it has to go all the way through to Minmus. This is the idea I'm looking at. So I can build this whole side first and then plug those on. Because what I also need to do is I need an ability for this to move. Whether I make some RCS tugs to do that, I think I might have to do that. I'll make some RCS tugs. And with the RCS tugs, they can move stuff around the station and things like that. Yeah, that's what I am going to do. Okay, but on that note, I think we're going to leave it over there. And we will continue this tomorrow morning. Well, not tomorrow morning, tomorrow at the same time, which would be 6 a.m. UTC, which is 1 p.m. Bangkok time. We'll continue doing this, but in 2 hours time, 7 p.m. Bangkok time, 12 p.m. UTC, I am going to be playing some Star Citizen, the 2.5. The 2.5. So I'm in the first, not the Evocati, but the first wave of the PTU. So this is, not the general public, but this is the test servers, and we'll be able to see the new things that they've added, which is the Reliant Core, a new spacecraft, the Argo, which is kind of a utility vehicle, Rim Hex, which is another space station. So I'm going to do all that in about 2 hours time, and I hope to see you there. Alright then, good night, or goodbye till later. Yeah.